Back on.
Part 2, back half of the Canterbury card for tomorrow. Now, just at the outset, I mentioned that this Saturday we won't be doing a show on this Friday because I'm away.
Isn't that amazing? As soon as you go away, everything
I shut it down.
Are you telling me Glenn and I couldn't do a show together?
No, I'm not. but I'm not letting you.
No.
Anyway, so it's school holidays. I'm required away on Thursday evening, which means there's no show on Friday.
Could you imagine me ringing Glenn on Thursday night and go, yeah, we'll do a show tomorrow. Is Mark there? No, he's not there. Oh no, fuck, let's have a day off. That's exactly what he'd say.
And Glenn will be in the snow in 2 weeks' time, so he'll be missing from the rant Monday week. Nonetheless, the rant will be on this Monday, and there'll be no Friday preview show for Saturday's Warwick Farm card this weekend. However, Punters Collective have started a very, very conscientious and thorough Queensland service involving ratings and mounting yard mail information. There's a few links up on the site. You'll be able to check it all out. Ratings to Win is conducting this service. In fact, the terminology these days, Gord, is powered by. You know, everything is powered by. So Punters Collective is actually powered by Ratings to Win.
My missus comes home from business meetings and she goes to me, oh, this is the new word, Gordo. And next thing you know, you just hear it just like, oh, first, no, because she laughs at it. Like we have a bit of a laugh about it. Yeah.
I know, but it seeps into the consciousness and eventually you hear yourself using these things. So anyway, check out Punters Collective, powered by Ratings to Win.
Well, wasn't Dallas responsible for it? What was his go-to?
What, in relation to the race speed profiles or?
He had a lot of go-tos that just.
Yeah, Dallas. If you're a Spruik merchant, you've got all the buzzwords.
Yeah, you got the buzzwords. Yeah.
You've got the buzzwords under control. Race 5, 1,580 metres, and the reason it's 1,580 metres is because the rail's out 8. It's too short a run to the first turn to move the barriers forward, so they leave the barriers where they are, and extend the distance. $2.60 Stain, the lightly raced Snowden 4-year-old about to turn 5. $5 Live to Dream, who's a 3-year-old filly. $6.50 Mutarakam, or Mutarakam, however you like to say it. $10 Coolcraft, $10 Balius, and $16 Dylan's Romance is next best. The 3-year-old filly Live to Dream hops out sweetly. She's drawn the low draw. Savinia looks for the lead from the gate immediate to her outside. Never Back Down is pushed up onto the speed. Balius goes forward, but it looks to be caught deep. Trianton settles or looks for a position midfield. Stain is also looking for a similar position. And Who Is Game is astern of those. It's an honestly run race here. I'd suggest that there won't be loafing. There'll be 10 to go round, obviously. And Stain, Gord, you've got a good feel for him. He's come of age since, remember his first up run last preparation at Kembla where Mitchell Bell, I think it was Mitchell Bell, he was just climbing over horses and even when he got out, I thought he was still going to win, but couldn't round up a very slow horse of David Payne's. But anyway, went on to win his next 3.
Wins the race. I don't know if anybody knows anything out there. Maybe you do, Mark, but Triple Crown have put Hugh Bowman on this horse. There was a reasonably good Group 1 performer on Saturday that they put on as well. Put Hugh Bowman on as well for a victory.
Yes.
Is there any relationship between Huey's jockey manager and Triple Crown or not?
I can't tell you, but maybe you know more.
Okay. Well, this horse will be winning.
Look, he did draw, he drew a very awkward gate at Newcastle on when resuming and handled it with aplomb. So he's returned in style, and he looks a horse with, dare I say it, upside. You know, are we allowed to say that? Upside.
Well, you know the thing is, he's won his last 3 starts and has upside. and
Yeah,
has
I'd
Hugh
say
Bowman.
Actually, his best win was last start
Can't-
because
yeah.
he won at Canberra. Okay, so he won at Canberra, and then he just found the fast lane in the mile race at Kembla where horses were beating themselves up on the
Yeah, late
inside.
tonight, aren't you? You'll do it early in the day, don't you?
Yeah,
We've
we
been
do.
dragging the
Yeah,
chain.
dang
School,
it, say hello, say hello.
school
Are you
holidays.
power walking there, or are you?
It's with the bowling club, had a few beers and walking around.
Oh, that's the way to do it. That's why you're so excited. You need to get home for another beer.
So I think found favours at Kembla, but then actually had to do it, albeit against nothing. First up at Newcastle.
And the Kembla race was an annihilation, not just a win as well. Yeah. I can't see anything beating it. I had a second look at Live to Dream because I backed it last start at Newcastle, and just the run was on the same day of the same distance, wasn't it? Far faster time by Stain and more stylish at the same time. So can't see it getting near it.
Yeah, I think she's around the Canterbury circuit. She's better suited. You've got to recognise that Staines won Canberra, Kembla, Newcastle. They're all radically different circuits. So they're all much larger tracks than this, and that's where
Totally true.
That's where her edge lies, in that it's Canterbury. But I have to agree with you. He's eminently likeable. Apart from that aspect tomorrow.
By the time I'm saying that gets that other horse closer. It doesn't get it to beat Stain.
Well,
But anyway, we'll
he
see.
puts on a competition. I'd say the times at Newcastle aren't necessarily relevant. They appear to have crawled all the way around there at Newcastle, in the mares race, and only just started the race on the home turn, which is not necessarily good for Live to Dream. I mean, you're better off, being a bit more competitive earlier, to keep yourself ticking well.
Good point.
But she's in her first preparation, isn't she, Gord? She's
and what is it, fifth up or something?
yeah, she's done a lot of work in a fast amount of time. Now, the alternative form here is pretty shoddy. Coolcraft is only under consideration because he's got gate 1. Murderarkham, well, he's had 2 city starts. His last 2 are city runs over this course and distance. Honest to God, that form looks rubbish that Bailius managed to hold him off there the other day. I mean, Bailius will find this a lot tougher, but anyway, Murderarkham is a very sort of ordinary exposed type. So the only other places I'd suggest, Dylan's Romance has some scope. He trialled quite well before resuming in an unsuitable race. And Belridge beat a horse that won, albeit the highway on Saturday, but beat it by 100 yards at Nowra. I don't know what happened there. I don't know why he managed to find that sort of form, but he could be an outlier here. All roads lead to Manly. That's the Stain.
Oh, were you setting that up?
No, just thought of it.
Yeah.
The penultimate, 1900 metres, the race of the day, because there's just so much depth to this race. There's tons of horses that have been running around on Saturdays, and connections galore. It's a great race. $5.50 Reby the Red, $6.50 Obsidian on the back up from Saturday. $7.50 Kent, $8.50 Life of Brian, $8.50 Springbok Flyer, $8 King's Officer I missed, $11 Multifacets, $15 Signposted, $15 Ashcanned, $16 The Getaway, and $19 would be next best Devil Hawk. Plenty to look at here, Gord. There looks to be a ton of speed. We have Signposted Reby the Red, Pirate Ben, Life of Brian, and Brogue, should he get a start. But I imagine that Signposted from the leader's gate is the one that takes it up. But he'll obviously have to keep bobbing, so it looks to be a fast run race.
Oh, I'm close to $33 here.
What are you talking about? There's a horse on a 4-day backup here that's third up. It's got Glenn, your favourite rider.
Brock Ryan to Glenn, but I think Waller's putting Bowman on his best chance in the race. So if that's the case, then it's actually Springbok Flyer. So I won't be betting in the race. I'll take $33, but just take that in mind.
How do you get to take $33 for not betting in the race? That's just such a myth.
That's about the least I ever make in a race. That was quite
Except for
cocky. That was quite cocky, wasn't it?
Yeah. Your mum will love that. Your dad will hate it. Okay, so you're bailing out. There's nothing that interests you because you suggest that Bowman is the key.
And to be honest, I was
key.
cheating because I glanced over at your sheet and saw what you'd found as well. And I like it when, if I am interested in something in a distance race, I like you to agree with me because I know you've got a far better touch for them than I do. So.
Right, well, I will suggest that the 1500, which appears to be the lead up to this race, the 1500 that was contested by signposted Obsidian, Reby the Red, and I think there's a fourth horse there somewhere, which I perhaps wrong, Canterbury Lemonade, is interesting. Reby the Red, I backed on that occasion and was given every chance. I mean, he ran well, but he's not really noted at 1900 at Canterbury, whereas Signposted and Obsidian have had several stoushes at this course and distance, and Signposted, who's fourth up tomorrow and was heavily backed by Kingsley, I think, early the other day, and raced in a very prominent position, looks to be ready to show his best form. So I'm going to nominate him. Obsidian is of extreme interest on the quick backup. He's the only horse that's raced in the last 11 days, and that's significant at this distance. Springbok Fly, you've pretty much mentioned. Reby the Red, he's racing well, but I just think the other day was his race. Ashcan could do something. Devil Hawk is a roughie that I'm quite interested in. Third up off the long spell, but a trial in between. King's Officer is dead to me. Pirate Ben I thought was perhaps a better run than Kent, so I wouldn't completely discard him, whereas Kent, not happy with his run, the 1550 there the other day. Life Brian is racing well, but just has to keep bobbing in a higher grade of race here. So I'm not so sure about him. Brogue is doing nice things, and I don't care about the bottom two, who may not get a run anyway. I can always find plenty to say about the distance races. And the nightcap gourd.
I've changed my mind.
He's changed his mind. He's giving his $33 back.
I'm going to back Springbok Fire.
Okay.
I just get that little bit of a feel, like right stage of the preparation.
I got a feeling.
Yeah. You get it, and you've got to listen to it.
Yeah. It's like what Glenn and I were talking about the other day. We'd get the acceptances on
Possum.
Thursday at the provincial meetings, because back then the acceptances were only taken on Thursdays. So you'd get up there and they were ready, and you'd look at them and you'd go, oh yeah, that'll win.
And they did.
Well, they didn't always, but there was a lot of freshness about that. The nightcap, 1,250 metres, and Mana is the favourite at $4.80, who's Craig Ritchie's even trialled him since his last win here, or his last run, which was a win here. $5.50 Valero King, who's second up off a long spell. $7.50 Wanghua, $8 Bratislava, $8.50 down the bottom Viceroy, $9.50 Johnny G, who is Adam Duggan's poster horse. $11 the now much maligned Torpenhow. $13 is Dorf Star. $18 Surf and Safari, $19 Bogey. Iron George will be seeking lead here. There are sort of faster horses in the race, but he's drawn a leader's gate. Viceroy will just top out and sit there. Mana raced in the Bowman position the other day.
Yes. One out, one back.
So there'll be no thought of him seeking the lead. And, well, Bogey sprang out of the gates the other day, but will then take a trail here. So I'm forecasting Iron George to lead here, and if that is significant, then note it well. Cracking here, or are you...
This race is my bet of the day. It's number one, Bolero King. Man, this horse is lightly raced, has done nothing wrong, has beaten good opposition. To me, even though it wasn't ready first up, and you might have heard Glenn mention when I asked him about the run on the show, and he said he knew it was so much better than the rest, and even though it wasn't fit, it was still going to win. It did that. It's better suited tomorrow. it's run against proper horses last preparation as well. None of these have done that. The horse just wins. Jean Van Overmeer is riding really great.
Yeah, he's positive.
And he's taken 3 kilos off it. It can take a more forward position and just be too good for these. That's unusual for me to get so excited about a horse that is trained by that trainer and ridden by that rider. Like normally I'll only stamp my bet of the day as actually ridden by one of the top guys and trained by one of the top trainers. But I can't see this thing getting beaten. I love the barrier 13. All you need to do is not get into trouble and you win the race. And I think it's $6, $7 right now or something like that. Yeah.
Well put. Well put. Look, Mana found a perfect race the other day. He doesn't he PR'd. So whilst he is going to be competitive tomorrow, there's nothing concealed about him.
They're all chewed up, Mark.
Yeah.
Just look at the starts on all these, and I'm getting to back a horse with 56.5 kilos on it that's had 6 starts for 3 wins. I'm super excited. Well, and just because of the connections, I get the price. I'm getting so excited.
I need to talk about other horses so that you get your price.
Okay, yeah.
The Bratislava drew the very, very slow lane last start. Prior to that, he was given no opportunity in the best guess race. I don't know what that was. And his 2 runs before that couldn't be faulted. So he can recover. Dorf Star went okay first up. Can I Have's got T. Clark, not one of mine. Wangwa I don't like. She has the big finish on her, but this is just not her cup of tea. Forget Choice Lager. Torpenhow, well, perhaps we should get Torpenhow. Bogey's honest. Iron George, I've already mentioned that he has 1 ace and it could be an ace to play. Johnny G, I think, is an overrated horse. That's my summation of the nightcap. Gord's already gone into bat there for his number 1 P.
I actually have 6 bets of the day. The only one where I don't have a model is the distance race.
Yeah, and you're warming to it. Yeah,
now, obviously, the last race is my bet of the day, but I was also very keen on Soothing in race 3. I think that's a classy horse.
All right, well, I'm going the 2-year-old Colt and Gelding Calculated. He appeals most to me. That's race 1, number 8. That's our look at Canterbury, which I'm excited about getting to Canterbury tomorrow. In fact, who isn't excited about getting to any race meeting? Because let's face it, it's an intellectual challenge that's.
I'm just hoping, we need those bookies to try and be aggressive with the favourites. That's what we're counting on tomorrow.
Yep. Sure. Unfortunately, there's no Michael Sullivan at the midweek meetings. But anyway,
I know. Sandro, so we're going to have to step in early, I think. So.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. So hope to see you at Canterbury tomorrow. Hopefully, this has been of some use to you. As I say, no Saturday preview this week, and the next showing will be the rant on Monday. Catch you then.
See you guys.